Hello, I'm Jess Dowdrick. Jacqueline and Scott are off tonight. Thank you for joining us. It's a first alert weather day, and Bradenton police just tweeted that all flooded roads are now clear. It's time to check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan and the first alert weather forecast.
9th Street, also Manatee Avenue, underwater, impassable at times due to about 4 inches of rain that fell in just a short period of time. This is the Anna Maria webcam showing you what happened since 11 o'clock this morning. The rain started to move on in from the Gulf of Mexico, and right there at Bimini Bay, they saw over 3.5 inches of rainfall. We can see that right there. Anna Maria 3.45, I should say. Holmes Beach had the heaviest amount of rain at 4.23 inches just north of Manatee High School. Over 2.5 inches of rain, and Northwest Bradenton 2.13 inches in just about 2 hours there. Titan radar indicating that that front is continuing to drift off to the south now, and the heavy weather is over. We're going to see some showers and still maybe an isolated thunderstorm, as there's still some energy out here in the Gulf of Mexico, which will be moving in our general direction. Right now, a close-up look at the radar picture showing a few light rain showers around in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Venice, you're okay now. Maybe some light rain here in the next half hour. The strong storms that were over Arcadia now over parts of Highlands County. There's that light rain I mentioned now in downtown Sarasota, but the overall content of the extreme rain is well to the east of us now. Rainfall amounts, estimates 4.3. So the Doppler did pretty good in estimating that rainfall. That's right there near Holmes Beach. 3.5 right there at I-75 and also State Road 64. And you can see near Onico, they reported up to 3.5 inches of rain. Lesser amounts in Bayshore Gardens, Whitney Beach 1.4. Not as much at Siesta Key, and downtown Sarasota saw about a ½ inch of rainfall. Northport over an inch, and now we're looking for scattered showers through this evening. Well, much more in our weather forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Jess?
Thank you, Bob. Because of the soggy weather, you'll want to keep your golf shoes off. Bobby Jones Golf Club is closed for the day, but according to their social media accounts, they'll reopen tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning. Also closed today, Jacaranda Library. The library lost its power about an hour ago and still hasn't powered back up. Sarasota County Library tweeted that it'll close for the evening and reopen tomorrow at 10 a.m. A follow-up now on an officer-involved shooting earlier this morning. 2 Sarasota police officers and 2 men sustained minor injuries. One of the officers fired his handgun at the car that sped towards him. The driver, Jeremy Trebles Jr., was a member of the Venice High State champion football team. He was arrested in January on cocaine charges. He's still being treated in the hospital and will be charged with aggravated assault. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino applauded the officers for making split-second decisions and added that even with the recent incidents, there is no animosity between the community and police. The recent violence has especially hit hard with Sarasota's community response team.
We're tired of the violence, all the gunshots and all the shooting. So we just want to help our young people before somebody really gets hurt, and this gun violence needs to end.
Sarasota police are still investigating the incident. A recent road rage incident has law enforcement reminding drivers to take it easy. 2 drivers got mad at each other. Video appears to show the vehicle running a motorcycle off the road. The Florida Highway Patrol says incidents like this that are happening more and more often, mostly because there are drivers on the road. The Florida Highway Patrol says when you're driving, you're often operating at a 7 out of 10. So it doesn't take much to overreact.
In an instant, you can change your life for the worse. So let's go ahead and take the time, leave a little bit earlier, take a deep breath, and everyone will be good.
A local psychologist also says most road rage incidents aren't personal, so drivers should let the incidents roll off their back rather than taking it personally. Northport police are looking for the people responsible for an increase of BB gun crimes. People who live around the Tropicare and Ponce de Leon Boulevard neighborhoods should check their surveillance cameras for suspicious activity. There have been several reports of damaged cars in the area. We broke the new plans for the Bayfront that don't include the Van Wezel Performing Arts Center Hall yesterday. So what will happen to the Sarasota landmark? ABC 7's Taylor Torgano spoke with the executive director and is live there now. Taylor.
Good evening, Jess. This nearly 50-year-old building has had its last major renovation in the year 2000, but now it might just be continuing its legacy in a whole new location. home to Sarasota's finest performing arts, from the local orchestra to the best of Broadway.
And we are the centerpiece, in my mind, of Sarasota's arts community. We're the jewel.
But like any facility with deep roots in history, the Van Wezel has aged with time.
The hall we're in right now has many deficiencies. We have many issues. It's a 50-year-old building that wasn't constructed in those days with the modern age in mind.
For instance, no insulation in the air vents, a lack of seating for certain shows, and a common complaint from the community, no center aisle.
There's all sorts of issues. But right now, what we're just waiting to hear is we're waiting for the Sasaki presentation to hear what they're suggesting for the future.
A future that could mean curtains closing on the legacy here in this building and a whole new one built instead. Sasaki is a planning firm who teamed with the Sarasota Bayfront Planning Organization to design 3 options for the entire 53 acres that Van Wezel sits on.
The hope is that we will be able to build a new performing arts hall to help us for the next 50 to 100 years.
But Bensel says ultimately that's the planning team's decision. A new Van Wezel could cost the city anywhere from $200 to $300 million, funded by money raised in a public-private partnership. And as for the current building,
I really have no idea what would happen to this building. The issue is that it can only be renovated to the tune of 50% of the market value.
That's $15 million.
Which wouldn't touch half of the things that need to be done.
And the Bayfront planning team now has 3 designs, but they're asking for your input. They're holding 3 public workshops starting next Wednesday before bringing these designs to the City Commission. I'm live at the Van Wezel. Taylor Torgano, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Taylor. Still to come on your Suncoast News, an update on the man in this surveillance video who police are calling the Man Bun Creeper. Plus, an assault on a gay couple during South Beach Gay Pride this weekend. Why the victims say it was a hate crime.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore 2 hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC 7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY. Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. we agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
New developments in a story we told you about yesterday. St. Pete police say they've caught the man they're calling the Man Bun Creeper. They say the man in this surveillance video is Brian Hasselhoff, who's accused of taking video of women's skirts at a Publix in St. Petersburg. Thanks to help from the public, they were also able to identify one of the victims seen in the video. Police in South Florida are looking for the people in this surveillance video caught attacking a gay couple at the Miami Beach Gay Parade on Sunday. The victims say the hate crime was completely unprovoked. According to police, a Good Samaritan saw the men being attacked and tried to help, only to also receive a violent beatdown.
He was attacked as well. The 4 subjects fled the area in a calm demeanor, just walking away.
The victims say they were hugging each other affectionately when they heard the 4 men start calling them gay slurs in Spanish and then attacked them. Up next, Bob Harrigan will join us with your First Alert weather forecast.
I heard about the Dotole Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotole Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotole Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closets story.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Bob Harrigan joins us now with our First Alert weather. Bob, it was a soggy day outside. Is there more to come tonight?
Yeah, we're going to see some showers, nothing like we saw earlier, so rest assured, I don't think we'll see the flooding issues that we saw. You know, rainfall rates were 3 inches an hour. And when you get that, it's hard to get all that back out into the rivers and streams in the Gulf of Mexico, so it just piles up, especially where areas are prone to flooding. US 41 near 10th Street all the way down near the Ritz, and also along Manatee Avenue, 9th Street, also some flooding problems there. Roads blocked, really, impassable as a result of that heavy rainfall. Impressive photo sent in, depicts at mysuncoast.com. Get this, Richard Deere running his boat at this time, heading right into the storm. He actually posted a video on Facebook of the waves he was dealing with. That was a tough storm to ride through. There were special marine warnings out, and this is very impressive from Craig, getting this from the Venice Jetty. That is a shelf cloud. It's attached to the actual thunderstorm. If it were detached, it would be known as a roll cloud, but again, a very gusty situation. Winds gusting as high as 30 to 40 miles an hour. Bayshore Gardens, Debbie getting that photo, and this one from Stump Pass all the way down south. Kay sending this one in. Again, an impressive looking cloud formation there. If you have pictures or even video, you can send it to pics at mysuncoast.com. Right around 11:30, lights are on. Cars can hardly see driving across the Cortez Bridge. That's where the heaviest rain fell near Holmes Beach, 4.23 inches. Anna Maria, nearly 3.5 inches. And just north of Braden and High, nearly 3 inches of rainfall. So we can expect scattered showers to continue to move in from the Gulf of Mexico. A little bit more energy out there. As I said, I don't think we'll see the intensity that we saw earlier. We will see clearing on Wednesday, so beachgoers rejoice. We're going to see the sunshine and slightly cooler temperatures. It will be a bit breezy out there. Guess what? Another front bringing us some much-needed rainfall arrives on Sunday, and some of that can be rather strong. So that will be another first alert weather day. We do believe we'll monitor the models as they continue to get a little bit more refined as to the timing of that system. Goes visible east, really showing the explosion of storms. The front kind of got a push with this upper level energy. I still think there's enough of the front though left behind that we will see some showers. You can see it right there, some showers along Daytona Beach and just to the north thereof, some more rainfall out here. This heavy weather that you see here is going to stay to our south, I do believe, as it continues to sag to the south now. That heavy rain that had been around has shifted well to the east into eastern portions of Highlands County now. Not much going on in Manatee. Finally, the roads have receded as far as that flooding goes. The flood on the roads has receded now and no problems as far as flood warnings go. Boy, heavy rainfall today and yesterday over parts of north central Florida. Their totals were up near 6 to 8 inches of rain over the past 36 hours. Now, for us, I mentioned the 4.3 in Holmes Beach and lesser amounts in Osprey, Venice, 1.5 inches estimate from the Doppler radar site in Northport at 1 inch. Still some rain near Northport, a little bit of light rain in Sarasota. Venice, some showers around Inglewood. You get a little bit of a brief sprinkle there, but it looks like we won't see any very intense storms for the next couple of hours. Temperatures have cooled behind the front, 50s and 60s there. We're still in the low 70s. Look for some cooler weather tomorrow. It will be drier, sunshine, a bit breezy. It'll feel quite nice. 74 now, and we have a little sunshine, some high clouds around. Winds are out of the southeast now at 5. Those winds will switch to the north. The high was 81 and the low was 67 this morning. Rainfall over 1 inch at the airport, and we're still 3 inches below average, but not at Holmes Beach, Anna Maria Island, or Northwest Braden for that matter. Again, the forecast, this was a big storm system that continues to move to the southeast, and we are not anticipating that to be an issue for us. Again, all that heavy rainfall well to the south and east of us. Snowstorm, up to 1 foot of snow still over parts of central Minnesota into South Dakota, and even into Nebraska. They'll get 3 to 6 inches of snow over the upcoming days. Winds out of the north at 15 knots. Seas will be 2 to 4 feet, so a bit rough going out there. A moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast is calling for a nice day tomorrow, although breezy and cooler. 78. We'll start with a 68 low. Notice the cooler reading on Thursday. You'll notice it too. 50s, upper 50s on Lakewood Ranch and also up to Parrish. And then we'll warm up. It should be a nice warm day Friday. Saturday, back to the muggy weather. And then another cold front moves in. It will turn windy and some big storms. First alert weather day, not out of the question. Cooler weather on Monday. Look at these lows on Tuesday morning into the upper 50s. So a little taste there of some cooler temperatures before we get into the summer heat. Jess?
Thank you, Bob. Next week, the Florida Constitution Revision Commission will consider a dozen ballot proposals for the November general election. Among them is a proposal saying victims of crime and their families deserve more of a voice in the criminal justice system. It would create a Crime Victims Bill of Rights in the state constitution, ensuring victims of crime have the same rights and protections in the court system as those who are accused and convicted. Some rights would include being notified of major developments in a criminal case, any change in an offender's release status, the right to be heard in court, and the right to restitution.
What we've heard time and time again is that victims are not getting notice about their cases. They're not, they don't have an opportunity to be heard. Oftentimes restitution has been ordered by courts for victims and they haven't seen a penny of it, and that's not right.
Florida is one of just 15 states currently without constitutional level protections for crime victims. Students protesting gun violence walked out of class at a high school in Miami today. It follows a Sunday shooting that claimed 2 lives and injured 2 others. The 4 people shot were all either students at the high school or former students. Police are still investigating the motive of the shooting. Coming up, ABC 7's Linda Carson introduces us to an amazing Suncoast woman. Carla Wandella talks about how she stays on top of the world even through the worst of times. We'll have more news after this.
Almost every home here has sustained damage. We're glad you're okay.
Oh, thank you.
You could hear the gunfire. Around the corner here are the children back on the job.
Back in the job.
How are you?
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Car experts and customers agree there's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $239 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might find today's amazing Suncoast woman 120 feet in the air, upside down on a sway pole, on Steve Harvey's Forever Young show, or in a Miley Cyrus music video. You'd never guess she's been carrying a card for the AARP for more than 25 years. ABC 7's Linda Carson introduces us to Carla Wallenda.
82-year-old Carla Wallenda, daughter of the famous Carl Wallenda, still performs on the sway pole.
Oh yes, I love it. I only do special shows now because I can't really go, you know, and do it day after day after day at my age. And I have COPD and I have diabetes and diverticulitis and God knows what else.
Carla made her first circus appearance with her parents.
Actually, they carried me across the wire when I was 6 weeks old. My father rode the bicycle, my mother sat on his shoulders, holding me, introducing me to the public.
Not long after, she stepped out on her own.
But actually walking the wire, I guess I was about 3 years old. And by the time I was 5, I could stand up on a chair and do different stunts on my own on the wire.
She grew up on the Ringling Brothers circus train among circus greats like Lou Jacobs. She was educated there.
So we had Harry Dan, he was one of the clowns, and he actually was a certified school teacher. And he tutored all of us, too, so we got schooling during the summertime, and then, of course, when we were home in the winter, we went to the regular school.
When she was 15, she begged her dad to let her join the family act full-time. She told him she'd do anything.
He figured one of the hardest tricks, do a headstand on the shoulder bar, you know, on the two boys on bicycles, and then you can go.
She nailed it.
The following year, I started being the top honor on a 7-person pyramid.
She spent 11 years on top of that pyramid. Meanwhile, on the ground, she got married and raised a family.
Well, I had 4 children, and they all were in the circus. And then I have 9 grandchildren.
The circus ring is her happy place.
When I'm out there performing, all of my pain and all that goes away. I am just in my world of my own, and I feel good and everything. Like even when my husband passed away last July, the following day I was out there doing a show out in California with Miley Cyrus. And
she performs in Miley's music video. And her life lesson?
Love each other and, you know, not think bad about things. Only think ahead of the good things and think good of everybody. And if you see somebody down and out, give them a hand and help them up.
Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Bob, I wish I could take her advice. Think good of everything and every situation and everyone.
And if you see someone down, pick them up. She sees a lot of people down on top of those wires and everything else she's doing. Headstand with
it's
2
impressive,
bikes.
yeah.
Are you kidding me? That is amazing. A few showers expected through this evening, not as heavy as we saw earlier.
All right, World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We'll see you again at 11. Good night.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Fun for the whole family. The 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
The Mark, Sarasota. Landmark living in the center of it all. A private oasis in the sky. Luxurious private amenities. Promenade shopping and dining. The best of downtown downstairs. Now under construction and priced from the mid-700s. This is life, right where you want it. Call or visit our Discovery Sales Gallery today. The Mark, Sarasota, presented by the Culture Group.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Brice dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.